Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your High Media TV news update. I'm your host, and by Rebecca Bitsich from The Hill, in Stunner, House GOP bid to impeach Macoras fails. So, for those who are not caught up and haven't been following our coverage daily, or at least who didn't hear the last episode, the House was slated to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Macoras in embarrassing quite frankly an embarrassing bid to sort of add any chink to the Biden administration and vilify their feelings of impropriety as far as the Biden administration is concerned. The House GOP effort failed to impeach the Homeland Security Secretary in an embarrassing fashion on Tuesday as 3 Republicans joined Democrats in voting against what would have been the second ever impeachment of a cabinet official. The 214 to 216 vote is a stunning loss for a GOP that has faced continual pressure from its right flank to impeach a Biden official, even as the party has waffled over which one to focus on. The failure came about because of the surprise appearance in the chamber of Representative Al Green, Democrat from Texas, who showed up unexpectedly, having recently had surgery, wearing hospital scrubs and no socks, according to NBC, to vote against the bill. Republicans entered the vote with 2 expected GOP no votes from Representative Ken Buck of Colorado and Tom McClintock of California, but then a third House GOP lawmaker, Representative Mike Gallagher of Wisconsin, also voted against impeachment. The surprise no vote prompted numerous GOP colleagues to gather around Gallagher for a lengthy conversation before the vote closed. Democrats had several moments aroused in House of order asking the vote to be closed when it was poised to fail. A 4th Republican, Representative Blake Moore, Republican from Utah and vice chair of the GOP conference, then flipped his vote to no seconds before the vote closed, a procedural move that allows the conference to bring the legislation back to the floor at a later date. Republicans say that the hope to bring the legislation to the floor again when House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, Republican of Louisiana, who is undergoing treatment for cancer, will be able to attend. Their House Republicans fully intend to bring articles of impeachment against the Secretary Macoras back to the floor when we have votes for passage. Why are they trying to impeach Secretary Macoras? Is because they are blaming him for the crisis at the border. I want to remind everybody that the Biden administration, Congress and the Senate, and Democrats and the Senate, Democrats in the House and the entirety of the Senate, have a bill that would quite literally allow the president to shut down the border crossings and deport anybody that comes through at the wave of a hand. Democrats literally said, y'all can have whatever you want in regards to immigration. We've accepted your framing of the narrative. And then the Republicans, realizing, if they solve this now, we're not going to have anything to scare old white people on, start pissing and shitting saying it's a communist bill. Because of course they do. Because outside of immigration, which they appear quote-unquote tough on, and even then their ideas on it aren't necessarily based in reality, they have nothing. And this is a reminder I want to say to everybody, the Republican Party has absolutely nothing in their policy proposals that'll actually make people's lives better. Period. And so we will continue to waffle and see shenanigans like this for the duration of the session. I'm hoping that despite the atrocities in Gaza and in Palestine, and the complicity of the Biden administration, at least publicly with it, I know that there have been plenty of moves subtly on the back end and things going on with, like, in the international poker game where everyone's cheating. It's not enough to sway voters to think that there's actually enough going on. I'm hoping that doesn't gimp the Democrats too much in the general, because, my God, if Israel-Palestine was not an issue at the moment, we would be looking at the death of the Republican Party in the next 2 election cycles. Still are, God willing. But that's your High Media TV news update. I appreciate you, your time, and your listenership, and I'll see you guys next time.